welcome to a new edition of Treasures. Each time we take you to a very beautiful touristic attraction here in Egypt. And today's place is an outstanding Islamic monument that is really worth a visit. If you want to know what is this place and the details about it, so stay tuned and don't go anywhere. Located at a very unique place here in Egypt, at the foot of the citadel, the Sultan Hassan Mosque is one of the most important touristic attractions here in Egypt. This place is really huge and magnificent. It's impressive and it's worth a visit. It's known for being one of the most outstanding Islamic monuments here in the country. In today's episode, we will know more about the reason behind building this mosque, and we'll know more about the different stories behind this place. Pleased to have with us Mr. Gamal Mustafa, who is the general manager of this very interesting place that contains both a Sultan Hassan Mosque and also a Rifai Mosque. Very good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, this place has a lot of very interesting stories. I would like to know one story about this place.
Really, we have a lot of stories here, but the main stories is coming from the Mamluk period. Exactly is the date of Sultan Hassan, who ruled Egypt for 3 years in 2 times. The first time he stayed in the state for 1 year. In this moment, he decided to build a huge building or a huge mosque in one of the famous places in Egypt here. So he chose the most important court or square here, which called Remela Square. The Remela Square is coming from the sand, which is coming from the 2 hills, Al-Muqattam and Yashkur hills. So he chose this place and started to build it. He paid 20,000 gold dirham a day. So it's a huge amount to build this building, but he cannot complete the building really, but he left one of the most important religious architecture in Egypt. Exactly in the middle of the 14th century. So Sultan Hassan started to make a special place to learning or to taught the Sunni branches in Islam. So he designed the building in this area with this huge architecture to come surrounded the main design of the Mamluk period. Exactly.
Very huge, I think.
Yeah. So he decided that the courtyard and 4 events. Between these events, he building the 4 madrasa or
What's
schools.
the meaning of Iwan? For
Iwan,
those who are not familiar with this word.
you know, in the Islamic architecture, especially the religious architecture, they building the mosques in 2 different types. The first is the courtyard and 2 events. The Iwan, the place which the Muslim pray on it.
So it's the prayer hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
So sometimes you will find mosque with 2 events, and the other time you will find the courtyard and 4 events. So he finished his mosque to be one of the most huge buildings. So this building continues to nowadays by the conservation of or the preservation of the Supreme Council of Antiquities. So you will find the mosque from the 700 years and another mosque with 200 years. Really is a very nice place, and we have some people who experts take care of these buildings, and for keeping this area as it is now, it needs a lot of money, it needs a lot of people, it needs a lot of expertise.
There are a lot of interesting and exciting stories that we need to know about this place before entering Al Sultan Hassan Mosque. And to tell us all these stories, we're pleased to be joined with Mr. Ahmed Hamdi, who's a tour guide here in Egypt. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, you have a lot of stories to us about this very beautiful place, right?
Yes,
Let's start with this place, I think.
yes, this place was a wash house was built by the Sultan Qaitbay during the 15th century. There was a plague and a big famine in Egypt during that time, and a lot of people died, unfortunately. So one of the building that was added here on the right side of the school or the madrasa is the wash house for the dead people here, and dates back to the 15th century. And also we can see the ruins of the old hospital that also built during the time of the Sultan Hassan. It's named originally as the Bimaristan, or the hospital, or the hospital. And also there was a section for the musical therapy inside this building. Unfortunately, it's gone now, so we can see.
Very interesting that talking about music therapy at this time.
Of course, yes. Yes. There's originally there was another Bimaristan was built by his grandfather in Al Muizz Street, and this is the first Bimaristan ever built in Egypt, and also the first building that had this section for the musical therapy. There was like a tradition that was followed later by the successors.
So you told me that behind this place there is the hospital and the fountain, I think?
Yes, the original fountain was here, and the one inside the mosque that was added later, but originally it was a decorative fountain. It's not a pollution fountain. Yeah.
sir, so talking about the place from outside also, there's a map over there
Yes.
to describe this place?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
It shows the whole place of the madrasa. It's a freestanding building, and it's 68 meters high for the walls, and about 150 meters long.
Very huge building.
It's a yes, it's very big, a big building, and about 150 meters long, and covers an area of 6,700 meters square. Yeah, and we have open court for Iran for the four schools of the Islam, the four sects. The main one for the Shafi'i of the Mamluks, but they added the other three schools as well in the same building.
So sir, before entering this mosque, I want you to describe me on the map the architecture and what's the place.
So as we said before, it's a freestanding building, and we have the main one of the main halls here is the mausoleum or the crèche. It's a place where the Sultan should get buried, but his two sons Ahmed and Ismail get buried instead of him here in this hall. And the dome of this hall was restored by the Ottomans. That was during the 17th century.
Okay.
The interior of the madrasa was built of brick. So the walls was built totally of stone, big massive blocks of stones, but the interior of the madrasa was built of brick. And we can see in the middle the open court of the madrasa, where we have the fountain, which is a decorated fountain. We have also four Iwans. The biggest Iwan is the Shafi'i Iwan, the madrasa of the Shafi'i madrasa. And we have three other Iwans for the other three schools, the Maliki, the Hanbali, and the Hanafi schools. And the corners also occupied with buildings, which is the cells of the students. It's four levels, and you can see the windows here that shows 4 levels, and each level should house 75 students, which means that in each corner we should have 300 students, or the capacity of the whole school should be 1,200, more or less. And the northwest side of the madrasa, how we can determine the 4 points of compass? Simply the entrance here on the north, and the minaret, the tallest minaret to the south. This minaret is on the east side, while the other is the west. So because the Qibla or the prayer niche should be southeast.
Okay.
So the entrance here in the north and the Qibla southeast. Also, there is a wide band of kufek scrapped inside the madrasa. Also, we were going to see it.
So
this is very briefly about.
yeah,
about
this on the map. So now let's see it.
Please.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're inside the Mosque of Sultan Hassan, the place